Alright everyone, welcome back to the Motive Anatomy. Before I begin my story, I would like to take 100% credit and responsibility for the fact that I did not do my due diligence. I was naive and I ordered parts from an outdated website. So before we begin, yes, I take 100% full responsibility. It's on me. And by no means am I saying that the companies that I'm about to mention that you shouldn't purchase from them. If you guys want to purchase from them, go for it. I'm just going to be sharing my most transparent experience that I had and hope that it helps other people. That's the main reason why I'm making this video, for you guys to see, okay, this is the experience that I had and this is a result from what I have. If you guys look at what I'm about to show you guys and you guys say that's absolutely what I want, then great, go buy those products. Okay, as you guys know, I was in the market for some coilovers. The old setup on Jackie is ground controls and Koni yellows. They had been working amazing for the past 5+ years. Yes, they started giving out like anything does, and I was riding extremely low. So time moves on and now it's time for new coilovers, and I've been saying it. So I do my research. The number one thing that I wanted was comfort and adjustability. I mean, it's a coilover, you want to have as much adjustability. Obviously we know the new setup that I have for Jackie is not running extremely low by any means, and my top choices were BC coilovers, even going back to the ground control and Koni yellows and Fortunato. Well, I've seen a lot of videos, tons of videos on YouTube from different YouTube channels that brag about Fortunato this, Fortunato that, and I was like, you know what, why not cheap, let's not cheap out, let's go. And just as I say that, I cheaped out. How did I cheap out? Instead of ordering through Fortunato directly, I ordered through this different company called Cygnus Performance. Now, the good thing about Cygnus Performance is that it will take $100 off. So I got them for $1,300 instead of the $1,400. Now, there's major layers to my issue that I have at the moment and why it's my mistake. Number one, I didn't know exactly how low the coilovers were going to go. I never imagined that this was going to be the lowest setting. That's number one. Every single coilover I've ever had, which is IBOC, function and form, ground controls, all those setups I've had, they've always gone more than enough. I always have to raise it up because there's more threads on the bottom. In this case, as you will see, and I'm not trying to manipulate the ground or anything, this is as flat of a surface. I'm going to show you all four sides, and that's the lowest settings that it goes. Obviously, you guys know me. I'm not a super functional, but I'm also not slamming anymore. And trust me, we knew that I rode slam, so that's not the case. All right, so let's begin. I started looking for coilovers. I come across this website that a buddy of mine had recommended. He said, hey, we always order through them, and it seems to be okay, legitimate. Okay, so I ordered through that website. Number one, I didn't know at the time that I was ordering through an outdated website. I will provide the phone call that he provided for me.
Yeah, thanks for calling me back. I got your voicemail here, and I just wanted to go over a couple of real quick things, if you have a minute, just to make sure we get you what you want here. So.
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay, cool. So the first thing is we have that we're coming up with a new website soon. It's going to make all these custom drop downs a lot easier, and it's going to work better. But on the current website, this ultra low option, it's just an option on every single every single coilover set. Fortunato actually doesn't do an ultra low for every single one. They do it for most of them. For your particular generation Accord, they don't have a specification that's specifically like ultra low, but they do go pretty low though. I checked with them, and you'd be able to get at least about a 3-inch drop below stock. So I wanted to make sure that was going to be ride height wise, like that was going to work for you, like it was going to be low enough for what you were shooting for.
Yeah, that should be fine. I mean, when I was ordering, I actually had to hit up my buddy who referred me to your website. I was like, the ultra low, I know some coilovers do have that. I know I had that option with the ground control, and I wasn't really sure. But yeah, 3 inches should be more than sufficient. I'm not planning on running the car very, very, very slam.
Yeah, yeah, and that's really what, like the ultra low, the options that they or the applications they do make it for. That's really what it does. It like you're almost like scraping the ground like super low and stiff springs and stuff. But the standard specification will get you a pretty nice drop. I mean, you can get pretty low with it. So okay, cool. Well, I'm glad to hear that that's that's going to work.
Because I am trying to be as transparent as possible for you guys. So I'm not trying to keep away. I'm not blaming anybody but myself. I'm 100% responsible. So I did record. I ordered the coilovers, and there's a little line where it says ultra low. Well, I put yes. I'm not gonna go ultra low, but I want to have that adjustability. I make my order, no problem. At first, it wouldn't go through the website. The gentleman was able to get my number, call me. We were texting. I sent all my information through text messages, so there was no issue there getting back into me. Getting back to me to order the process to make things possible and easy. So finally, I put my order back in January, and I'll provide all these timelines just because I think it's also important for you. If you don't mind waiting over a month plus for coilovers, then this is the right way. But if you are a little bit more impatient like myself and you want them a little bit sooner, you should definitely look into the other companies that maybe can provide that shipping much faster. So that's number one. And number two is I ordered to this gentleman, Cygnus Performance, and a month and a half goes by. I had to text him twice because I was like, hey, what's up with my order? No, he would get back to me with like, well, I'm working on it. They're gonna ship it out soon. Okay, the order ends up getting shipped. I ended up going to FM Spec to install it with my buddies. And when he lowers it, I'm like, what is that? I'm like, well, let's just lower it more. And he's like, that's the lowest setting. I was like, no way. He's like, yeah, that's the lowest setting. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. He's like, no, that's the lowest setting. So anyways, I'm thinking, oh man. The gentleman did call me. Like I said, I'm gonna include a phone call. He did say, ultra low is when you're slamming scraping. Okay, so he guessed on, it's gonna be about a 3-inch drop. I don't think that's even a 3-inch drop. But even if it is a 3-inch drop, holy macaroni, there's no way I would ever buy any other set of coilovers that I know that that's the lowest setting. And again, it's not on him, it's on me for not doing my due diligence and for going based on guessing. That's all it is. Whether you want to call it or not, it's based on guessing. I didn't know that was going to be the lowest setting. You guys know that if I would have known, I would not have bought it. Anyways, so so I'm thinking, I was naive because I had seen Fortune Auto got back to Speed Academy. If you guys are not aware of Speed Academy, I'm going to include the clip right here.
However, we have run into a slight issue, and that unfortunately is the lowest point of droop.
Yes.
So if you're looking to go really low, then the Fortune Auto coilover setup that they sent us which is the standard one, that's the way to go. Like this will tuck tire, you're gonna be as low as they come, but I'm not looking for that. So what we actually did is we called Fortune and they said, no problem, we're gonna send you a different, I think a whole shock and
longer shock.
Yeah, longer shock. And here we are, the Fortune Auto shocks have shown up and BMW's on the hoist. We finally have this thing working. I'm so excited to be breaking it in with this project. But let's have a quick peek at our new shocks. As you can see, they are definitely longer than the old ones, and that really is one of the beautiful parts of working and purchasing coilovers from Fortune Auto is that they truly are customizable. In this situation, we said, hey, we don't want to be as low as you guys provide. What can you do for us? And they said, no problem, bam, here you go. And
all right, hope Speed Academy doesn't get mad that I used their clip, but I saw that a long time ago and I said, well, they're great. They'll get back to them. They'll work with them. Things happen, mistakes happen. They're custom built. They'll just send me a shorter shock. That's what I really thought. Now, when I ran it by my buddies, they're like, no, contact Fortune Auto directly. Don't contact Cygnus Performance. And I said, well, I ordered through Cygnus. Like, no, order Fortune. I said, no problem. I emailed Fortune Auto. So maybe that's where the gentleman at Cygnus Performance probably thought that I was trying to go behind his back, but by no means. I'm just trying to get my car to be lower, and practically what I'm talking about is an inch, if that. But anyways, so I reach out to Fortune Auto, and instead of, yeah, no problem, man, let's see what we can do for you, they hit me back with, who did you order the coilovers through? Okay, no problem. I took a screenshot of the order number and I sent it to them. It's like, which company did you order with? I was like, okay, well, I get what they're coming from. They can find my order just looking at my phone number and the last name, and they can find my order, but I get what they're coming from. They're coming at, I wanna not take responsibility for this. I wanna make sure who was the responsible party that you ordered through. So screenshot Cygnus Performance, and I included them in the email. By this time I said, okay, well, let me include their email as well. So I include them, and then keep in mind, this is, I have to work, and so I'm getting one email at a day. So this has been already a 3-day process. I include Cygnus Performance, I include the screenshot, I include their company. So then the gentleman at Cygnus Performance responds with a pretty lengthy email, and I will also include that email here, of course, where, again, I'm reading minds and I'm guessing, and I probably shouldn't, but I think that he felt that I was going behind his back to get a free product or whatever the case may be. I'm not trying to get free stuff. You guys know that. Disclaimer, I actually, now that I said it, I've turned down a couple companies, coilover setups. I don't like getting free stuff. That's not my thing. You guys know that that's not me. And bottom line is, he responded with a very lengthy, when I posted the order, when we had the conversation, where his very first question was, these are not gonna go as low as to scrape. No problem. He said he was guessing 3 inches. I know this might be 3 inches because the front, it's a little bit higher. I don't know about the back. And again, I'm gonna do a walk around so you guys don't think that I'm, you guys know me. Automotive anatomy community knows who I am. This is just for somebody out there who maybe just happens to be finding this video because they're thinking about buying Fortunatos or they're not. Anyways, he also includes the phone call that we had where he's like, I clearly stated that you were ordering from an older website, and this is not, it's not going to be as low as you think. Okay, no problem. Again, due diligence, 100% my fault. That's not their fault. So I was like, yeah, no problem. So my only suggestion was like, well, look, I'm just trying to find a solution. Can we find a solution? To me, the smallest solution is give me a shorter shock. That's to me, that's it. And I was transparent to them, to both Fortunato and to Cygnus Performance. I'm trying to do a video for the Automotive Anatomy channel just to do a review, because there's a lot of people that, Accords and non-Accord people, that are interested in these coilovers. I've gotten a lot of questions about it, so I just kind of want to be transparent. Well, Fortunato completely ghosted. From this point on, just letting you know, they did not respond one bit at all. Nothing. So I responded that to the gentleman. I said, hey, I'm just trying to find a solution. So there's 2 companies. I'm just trying to find a solution. I'm not about to be emailing back and forth over a set of coilovers. If there's nothing you guys can do, great. If there is, what can we do? So then this gentleman, again from Cygnus Performance, responds with a huge, super lengthy response. Now, why am I making a big comment about the lengthy response is, when I had an issue ordering through his website, he somehow found a way to call me, to text me, and to get my information to buy. That's customer service. And I was like, oh, that's great. This guy's making whatever he can to have great customer service. I didn't think I was gonna need of his customer service again, but if I did, I thought, again, naive me for thinking that Fortunato was gonna send me a set of coilovers, shocks like they did with Speed Academy. Naive me to think that this other gentleman was gonna try to find a solution. I know it's not his product. He's the middle person. He's making a little of a commission. But in my suggestion is just, it's a customer who obviously, it just needs to go lower. It's a coilover setup. What can we do for you? Instead, you respond with this huge defensive, in my opinion, defensive text email to prove a point that, hey, we told you. And then afterwards, you provide me with this lengthy email. And again, this is about 5-6 days into it, because I have to work and I'm not checking my email from, I'm doing 1 email a day. And bottom line, he says, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to give you a refund back, send the coilovers back, but you're gonna lose some fees and things of that nature? Or do you want me to contact Fortunato so that way they can build a smaller shock for you and we can send it to you? What is it that you want me to do? In 15 years, we have not had a bad experience. so on and so on. I'll put the screenshot on the screen. You guys can pause and read it. I didn't have the time for that, and I think at this time I was just pretty much frustrated that, to me, on a personal level, that should have been his first response. That should have been, he should have called me up and said, hey man, like, what's going on? Like, we had this conversation. Well, yeah, man, but I didn't think it was gonna be that high. Okay, no problem, man. Let me see if I can contact Fortunato. Let's see if we can come up with a solution. No problem. But obviously that's not the way he went about it. And again, that's not their fault. They're, as a company, they're trying to, you know, make revenue, make profit. They're not trying to just give away things. And that's fine. That's fine. That's, again, 100%. I take full responsibility. And bottom line is this, I just responded. Fortunato, like I said, they didn't respond at all. I just said, hey, you know what? That's okay. I'm gonna take the loss on the $1,300 coilovers. My next move is gonna go BC coilovers or some other type of coilover that I may, you know, come across that I know for sure we're not gonna have a height. I was more worried about the comfortableness. I've never ever imagined in my life that I was gonna be worried about a coilover not going, you know, I'm not saying slam, but you know, that low, like that's kind of concerning. But anyways, I think that's gonna be the next step for me for BC coilovers. And not to say that, again, if you guys have come across this video for the very first time, or you guys are subscribers and you guys are thinking about ordering Fortunato, I'm not saying don't buy from them. You know, buy them. Like, buy from Cygnus Performance too. I don't care. Buy them. I think that now they updated their website, so hopefully you're not ordering through an outdated website that gives you an option that doesn't exist. But anyways, bottom line is this: the reason I do this is for you guys. You guys know how I am. I'm very transparent. I'm not trying to get money. I'm not trying to get a free product. I'm not trying to get a full refund and keep the coilover. That's not what I do. That's not my personality, right? But I am also here to provide you guys with feedback. I'm sure that there's a lot of you who have experienced some of this, and you're like, "Yep, been there, man. I don't get my money back, and I don't, you know, I wasn't able to. I just took the loss." One more thing. If you have watched this long and you're sitting there thinking like, no, both companies did exactly what they needed. Both companies are 1,000%, you know, compliant, transparent. It's 100% your fault, Gus. I'll take it, no problem. All I'm asking you is this. All I'm asking you is for you, especially that person that thinks that that I'm 100%, you know, at fault. You know, what if you were in my situation? What if you were in my situation and you wanted a company to kind of help you fix and troubleshoot some of these concerns that you have, and you get hit with all this, and you know, some companies don't even respond back? You tell me if you would be extremely happy with that. I think we both know the answer to that. So that's the reason why I'm making this video. Not because I'm a sore loser, not because I wanna, you know, bring down Fortunato. That's not gonna happen. There's way too much positive media going towards them, hence why I bought them, because I believe that. I was like, wow, they're great, and that's the reason I'm in this situation. I don't want my Accords nor my Honda people to go through that situation. That's all I'm saying, right? So again, if you want to go buy through Cygnus Performance, go for it. If you want to go through Fortunato, go for it. I'm not affiliated, sponsored by any means, and that's the reason why I don't like sponsorships, like I mentioned it to a lot of you guys already. Okay, now that's that. Like I said, I'm gonna go with BC coilovers or some other type of, maybe even go back to the ground control and Kona yellows. Just got a whole new different setup and ride with that. Really what I'm actually arguing about is like half an inch in the back. But even then, so like I said, I'm not manipulating the camera or anything or the ground. So let's do this in live. As you guys can tell, that's a dip, but this is not. This is as flat as it gets, or as at least I can get. And the front, when I first saw it, I was like, well, you know, it's good. Obviously my old setup, it was a little tiny lower, but that looks good. I'm like, you know, after I got over it, I was like, that's fine. But at this time, I'm like, that's kind of sad that that's the lowest. This is my major issue. That's the lowest setting that will go. Now, to some of you guys are like, well, that looks great, dude. I mean, that's perfectly fine. I mean, what do you mean? Well, I don't want a set of coilovers that's the lowest setting. I want a set of coilovers that I can be at this height and still say I have a lot more room to go if I wanted to, but I'm choosing not to, as opposed to that's what I have. And so that's my biggest concern. And then obviously the customer service part aspect of it was just different. Like I said, that's mostly on me for thinking that somebody, you know, like a company was gonna come and help me out and try to troubleshoot some of my concerns that I had, like they did with Speed Academy. It is worth mentioning Speed Academy has close to 500,000 subscribers, and I'm sure they're aware of who they are, and that's the reason why they had a fast turnaround. But to you who doesn't have a YouTube channel, to you who doesn't have a social media presence, to you that is just looking for some coilovers, and 1,300, I don't know about you guys, but to me it's a lot of money. If this is what you really like, go for it. Now, last thing before I finish this video, and like I said, not trying to be like a sore loser or anything, the feeling of it, I have not tried it on track, so maybe that's number one. You know, they're comfortable. Yes, they're more comfortable than my old setup, but obviously at the same time I was lower, and you know, I'm comparing brand new to beat up suspension. They look very strong, they look very nice. Color combo was, you know, what I wanted, and but the month and a half wait, I don't see it. I don't know how to explain it. I just don't feel like, oh my god. And again, it's not at the lowest setting. It's still pretty kind of rough, and it's not the lowest setting. Like I've had function informed type ones, and so even some Eibach springs. So you guys make your own due diligence search on the website that you're ordering through. If you're trying to save $100 like I tried, then you're gonna go through these third-party companies. Maybe you shouldn't. And just also expect some of these customer service bumps on the road. Like I said, I'm not here trying to bash anybody. I'm taking 100% responsibility for this. I should have done more due diligence. Like I said, I should have not been naive thinking that a company was gonna reach out to me and just trying to figure out things right off the bat, instead of, you know, trying to figure out the best way to rebuttal or prove their point. And lastly, you know, I'm just trying to do this video to show my experience. You guys know that I'm a straight shooter, especially the dudes that, you know, watch the Wash and Talks. So this is definitely not my my attempt at, you know, destroying companies. I'm being 1,000% transparent. I'm showing you guys the screenshots, the audio conversation that we had, and everything. I'm not leaving anything outside. And then lastly, you guys make your own decisions. If you guys want to go, and maybe this is the video that you needed to see that this is what you want, then go and buy it. Maybe I'm even providing them a huge service of bringing them, you know, some customers. But anyways, as always, we go for the car, we stay for the person. Much love, thank you guys so much. And hey, we'll see when I get the BC coilovers, and we'll put them. Hopefully we don't have any issues with this being the lowest setting. I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care.